Hello, New Covenant Community Church. Today we're going to be looking at Hebrews 11, 4 through 7, and we're going to continue the train of thought that we were on from Hebrews 11, 1 through 3, where there's the discussion of faith and how Jesus is better because all of the Old Testament saints in faith looked forwards to him. So we're going to see this language of faith kind of run throughout the text. It's going to be in all of these different places, and I'm sure that I'm missing some as I'm just like looking through here. So, and we're going to see three different Old Testament characters and how they understand faith. We're going to be looking at Abel first, and then Enoch, and then last of all, Noah. So he's looking at three characters from Genesis, Abel in Genesis 4, Enoch in Genesis 5, and then Noah in Genesis 6. And he's just going to basically largely chronologically go through the Bible and look at these heroes of the faith. And so by faith, Abel offered to God a more acceptable offering, a more acceptable sacrifice than Cain. So Cain is going to murder Abel in Genesis 4 because he's jealous of him. Abel is the one who offers the more acceptable. And how is he accepted? Well, he's commended as righteous, God commending him. So that Hebrews 11:2, it says, "For by faith the people of old received their commendation." Here it's saying how was he commended? Well, he was commended as righteous uh, by his faith. We see this idea in Romans 4, right? That we are counted righteous, we are justified in God's sight by faith. Abraham was this way, Romans 4. David was this way, and we are this way as well. So Abel's sacrifice was accepted. He was commended, and through his faith, though he died, he still speaks. So his faith lives on. By faith, so there's another one, Enoch was taken up so that he would not see death. Genesis 5 says that he walked with God and was not. And he was not found because God had taken him. Now, before he was taken, he was, that language of commended again. So we've got that commended language happening as having pleased God. So this is pleasing to God. And without faith, it is impossible to please him. For whoever would draw near to God must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who seek him. So the same language that we saw or similar language to what we see in 11, 1 through 3, but here we get some more aspects of what faith is. One, it pleases God. It's also impossible to please God if we don't have faith, so we have to operate in faith, and that we must believe that God exists and that he rewards those who seek him. So that's part of faith. Abel believes this. Enoch believes this. Noah believes this. By faith, Noah, being warned by God concerning events as yet unseen, in reverent fear, constructed an ark for the saving of his household. By this, he condemned the world and became an heir of the righteousness. The idea of righteous again. So we've got it up here as well. He became an heir of the righteousness that comes by faith, and that inheritance that we have is going to be found in Christ. So all of this is testifying to the faith that we are to have, and what we're going to see in Genesis 11 is the faith that all of these Old Testament saints had, and because they had faith in Christ, because they had this faith, they're looking forward to Christ. And so the encouragement in this chapter, and then it's going to be in the next chapter, is that we don't look back at our former way of life, but look solidly and only to Christ.